Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. On this episode, I'll be showing you how to make homemade Puerto Rican sopa de salchichon. If you want to learn how to make this recipe, then keep on watching. Alright, so these are the ingredients that you'll be using. I have my adobo, cumin, that's black pepper that the ham flavor is covering, cilantro leaves. In the back, I have my onion powder, garlic powder, and my dried oregano. And then in the front, I have my sazon with culantro y achote, and I have a pack of ham flavored seasoning. All right, here's the start of the dish. It's called salchichon, and it's a salami, basically a dried sausage. The flavor is very similar to pepperoni, pretty much a sausage. You can find this like in your dried meats area where they have pepperoni or like chorizo, maybe like in the cheese deli area. And this one costs $8.49. I'm also using some spaghetti and carrots. Now the spaghetti, I'm not using the whole pack. I'm just grabbing a few noodles and putting it in the pot. So again, I'm not using the whole thing. Maybe you can save the rest of the spaghetti for something else. And then I'm using my carrots. You can use any kind of carrots. You can use diced or whatever. I had these carrots in my fridge, but I didn't have canned. So I just use whatever I have at home. And I just cut these up in coin sizes. And then, of course, I have my sofrito and recaito, which is a staple in Puerto Rican cuisine. All right, so let's get to prepping to make the soup. So here, I'm just going to show you really quick how I cut my salchichon. The skin that it comes in is not edible, so you have to take the little peel off. You can just score your sausage like all the way down, like I'm about to show you now, with your knife. And then just start peeling it. It is kind of hard, so you gotta kind of struggle with it. But just start peeling it all the way around and make sure that this is not in your soup, because you'll just continue to chew and chew and chew, and you just won't be able to eat it. As you can see, I'm kind of struggling, but I get it pretty easily now. There you go. And now I'm going to show you how I cut it up in pieces. Now, a little bit about this dish. This is a traditional soup in Puerto Rico. I'm not sure how this dish came about, honestly, but I know that it is cooked a lot when it's cold, or, you know, if you're not feeling well or just want something nice and warm. People usually make this kind of soup in Puerto Rico or over here in the United States too, because I grew up eating this as well. So those are the kind of pieces you like in your soup. So I'm going to cut the rest and then I'll be right back. All right, so I put my pot on a 6, which is pretty hot, like medium high. And I'm going to add my salchichon with no oil, because once this starts cooking, it's going to release a lot of oil. So oil is not needed. So I'm going to let this saute. I'm going to let it get brown. And then we'll be right back. All right, as you can see here, I did brown the salchichon, and you see all of that oil came out on itself. So now I'm going to be adding my sofrito. I added 2 tablespoons. And then I'm going to be adding my 2 tablespoons of recaito. And I'm going to let this saute all together. Okay, so now I'm going to be adding my dry seasoning. Here I'm adding my ham flavor. Now, I do want to give you a heads up. I will be using more than 2 Salchichon packets, and I will show you why at the end, well, as I'm cooking. And I just want to remind everyone that seasoning is to taste. I can just give you an estimate about what my taste is, but your taste could be different. You might not like so much salt. You may want more salt. So seasoning is always up to you. So I added my pepper. Now I'm adding my cumin. My sazon. My adobo. My garlic powder. My onion powder. And I'm going to stir this up. So the next item that I'm going to add is my potatoes. I did strain the water out of them. And I'm just using 1 can. And I'm going to be adding my raw carrots as well. And just saute this all together. So the reason why I use more sazon is because of the vegetables and the water that I'm going to be adding. So the more water and the more starchy things that you add, it is going to absorb the seasoning. So this is a dish that you have to season as you go to your taste. Okay, so now I'm going to be adding my cilantro leaves. And my oregano. And I'm going to saute it up, and I'm going to add my water next. All right, so I'm adding my water, and I only started with 4 cups to begin with. Kind of just to see, if I needed more water and how much more water I needed. So right now I'm just scrubbing with my spatula the bottom of the pan just to collect any, stuff that was at the bottom. And right now I'm just kind of deciding how much more water I need to add. And I decided that I'm going to be adding 2 more cups of water to the pot. You can see all those seasonings in there. Looks so good. Also, just remember, the more water, the more soupy or broth you'll get. But the more water, the more seasoning you're going to have to. All right, so here I decided that it definitely needed more salt. So I added some more sazon to it. And like I said earlier, just taste as you go. Season it to how you like. This is just kind of what I gave you is kind of like a starting point. So taste as you go. All right, so what I did was I took some spaghetti and I literally just cut it in half and threw it in there. And just started, stirring it up. Now, spaghetti is optional. You don't have to put spaghetti if you don't want to. You can make white rice on the side if you don't want spaghetti. But it is traditional to put some noodles in there. So now I'm just going to cover it and bring it to a boil. All right, so it's come to a boil and I tasted it and I decided that it still needed some more salt. So I added some adobo. So I'm just going to stir it up and I'm going to put the cover back on and I'm going to turn it down to a 4 and I'm going to let it slow cook for 15 minutes. All right, guys, this is the finished soup. My sopa de salchichon. It came out so amazing. My family loved it. I hope you enjoy this recipe, and for more videos, make sure you subscribe like, and share. See you guys in my next one. Thank you for watching my video. If you like this recipe, please follow my page at Cooking with Kelly Michelle on Instagram. Make sure to like my video, and if you use my recipe, please tag me in all of your photos and videos. Thanks so much for watching.